Blacks should not participate in a game in which they can never win. Vote to win and to get group benefits or withhold the group vote. This is standard negotiating strategy that exists in every book that you're going to find anywhere on negotiation or politics. It pretty much says that you have to have, in order to negotiate properly, what is called a credible threat. A credible threat is a threat that you are willing to walk away from the table if you cannot get what you want. If you do not have a credible threat, then you will never win a negotiation. If you tell your boyfriend that you're going to leave one day and he knows that you ain't never going to leave because you'll tolerate anything, then he's never going to respect you. You're going to have to pack your bag, move to your mama's house, or start taking flowers from the man down the hall, your work husband, and before your man starts acting right and realizes that you might actually walk out on his trifling ass. So in general speaking, when you negotiate with a car dealer, you have to have a credible threat. If you do not give me the price I want on this car, guess what? There's 5 other dealers out there. I have options. We talk about options a lot, right? We talk about stock options, but life options are also valuable. I have options. I can go down to the Toyota dealership. I went to talk to the Mercedes guy. I talked to the person that's selling the Cadillacs. And if you don't do what you got to do on this price, it's totally okay. I'm completely indifferent as to whether or not you respond in the way that I want. I'm not going to whine about it. I'm just going to exercise my options. So the question politically for Black people, I think, is do you have options and are you scared to use them or are you willing to use them? What are your options? I know I don't think I want to live in a world where my only option is to do what you say. I know I don't want to live in a world where Joe Biden says, well, you don't vote for me, then you ain't Black. How are you going to tell me what it means to be Black? You better not do that. And I don't know if y'all know that, but before that interview that Charlemagne did with Biden, I text Charlemagne questions to ask Biden. And it was one of those questions that triggered him into that crazy response. Because I said, when people like that run into intelligent Black people, they can talk to a dumb rapper, they can talk to somebody who's not prepared, they can talk to an enslaved Negro, but they cannot speak to intelligent Black people because we speak in a different language. We operate on a different frequency. We are not afraid. We are smart. We understand what's going on. Our awareness is at an all-time high. You cannot pull the same okey doke on a politically aware person that you can pull on somebody who's blind. So literally, when I text the questions over to Charlemagne, and he asked a couple of the questions in the interview, Joe Biden literally he had a glitch. He didn't know how to respond to that. So this is what I love. I want to see us really making our voice heard. We are, I believe, intelligent Black people. Those of us in that group that are seeing a different vision for the community. You are the canaries in the mine. You are your own greatest Black leader. You are the people that are going to get us to the next level. You're the ones who are doing what needs to be done with our families, with our communities, with your health, with your wealth, with everything else. That you are the ones I have faith in. I do not have faith in any of the other stuff that's out there. I don't pay any attention to that. Let me keep going. Number 2, he says the second Powernomics political principle is negotiate a quid pro quo with agreements with candidates and parties. Quid pro quo means something for something. You cannot give something for nothing. That's not a negotiation. He says, create a list of tangible and measurable benefits your group expects to receive from candidates and political parties in return for the group votes. Vote only for candidates who promise to deliver the most material benefits to Black Americans for their votes. Do not even consider support of candidates who insist on using all-inclusive terms such as everyone, minorities, diversity, and people of color while they are specifically seeking the Black vote. So you cannot let them dilute the unique and specific experience of Black people and descendants of slaves. And so right now, for example, I think on June 15th in DC, Tariq Nasheed and a lot and other folks in the FBA group are going to have a reparations rally in DC. I think it's June 15th. I am not going to be able to make that rally, but I supported 100%. I spoke at the rally. I think it was last year, or maybe it was a year before. I spoke at it before, and I support that because I think that we have to specifically demand and expect things that are going to be done specifically for us based on the specific things that we were done. When they were putting us in chains, they weren't putting everybody in chains. They weren't putting all people of color in chains. They weren't trying to kill all the people of color. They were coming after us. So personally, because not personally, just definitely because we specifically went through specific things that were specifically done to us because of who we were, then we should specifically receive specific benefits to repair some of that damage. A lot of that land that was stolen is still out there. there. Somebody owns that land. You can trace, you can document who took the land from who, and you can go back and get that land that was taken from your great grandfather when they went and they shot him and took his property, or when they locked him up and put him in jail so he couldn't pay his property taxes, or when they ran him out of town from Alabama because they were going to come and lynch him in the middle of the night. That's something that needs to be done. That's the ultimate whodunit. That needs to be investigated. That needs to be fixed. Let's keep going. Number 3, he says aggregate group resources. Vote as a racial bloc. Voting is a team-based activity in which the majority wins and rules. Blacks are a planned permanent minority. Power and wealth follow the numbers. Build an independent party that uses the black bloc vote to extract group benefits from political candidates, regardless of the race of the candidate. Once elected, use your bloc vote to hold elected officials accountable. If no candidate promises group benefits, also withhold the black bloc vote. If politicians win because of the black vote, but fail to deliver measurable benefits specifically to the group, discipline that politician by using the black bloc vote to recall them or to defeat them in the next election.